in what can be seen as the move of the future, where governments are heading. It seems like it's been reported that the UK, the United Kingdom, signs an agreement with OpenAI to fully integrate into the government's processes to probably make it a lot more efficient. And if the UK is one of the first companies or one of the first countries to join forces with a company like OpenAI, who owns ChatGPT, I'm sure everyone is familiar with ChatGPT by now. So imagine now when governments start signing deals with Google for Gemini, they'll pick their poison. Maybe Anthropic, Claude, things of that nature. So what I want to do, I want to go over this article from the BBC about this agreement, right? It's my first time reading it. I'm going to be reading it and exploring it with you, sharing my commentary in real time so we can see what are the implications or the benefits of the UK and OpenAI joining forces. All right. So welcome to another episode of The Bug Bite, hosted by your shitty tech coach, where we are engineered to win, or as my friends love to say, I annoy them to success. Bruh. So we're going to jump into this article. We are going to find out what exactly is going on with OpenAI. So let's jump into this article about how OpenAI and the UK are going to be working together, right? So this article is brought to us by the BBC, and it's titled OpenAI and UK Sign Deal to Use AI in Public Services. Imagine that. So let's read. OpenAI, the firm behind ChatGPT, has signed a deal to use artificial intelligence, AI, to increase productivity in UK's public services, the government has announced. I'm going to tell you this. I cannot wait for the US government to use AI to increase productivity in the US's public services, because we know that when you head to the DMV and you have to wait 3 hours just to get a new license. I remember during the pandemic, it was almost impossible to make an appointment at the DMV. My cousin actually had to wait until she would go online around 1 a.m. to look for appointments, and then she was able to make an appointment like 3 months away, right? It was absolutely crazy. So, and then before the pandemic, it was like the lines at the DMV would be outside of the door. So I know that the government moves slow, and if we can increase productivity, reduce costs using AI, I'm all for it. All right. The agreement signed by the firm and the science department could give OpenAI access to government data and see its software used in education, defense, security, and the justice system. The justice system? What? What in the world? Technology Secretary Peter Kyle said that AI will be fundamental in driving change in the UK and driving economic growth. That's a fact. But digital privacy campaigners said the partnership showed this government's credulous approach to big tech's increasingly dodgy sales pitch. Here's an interesting thing, right? The UK, the EU, those areas, they're very particular about their digital privacy rights and AI and stuff like that. But now they're also embracing AI. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to work, right? Says the agreement says that the UK and OpenAI may develop an information sharing program and will develop safeguards that protect the public and uphold democratic values. It also says they will explore investment in AI infrastructure, which usually involves building or expanding data centers, large banks of computer servers which power AI. And there's a boom in the US as well for data centers. So I think that as AI continues to grow, there's going to be a lot more need for networking and management of AI of these data centers, knowing how to network them and stuff like that. So there is a field that I believe is going to be growing for that, right? And OpenAI will expand its London office, which it says currently employs more than 100 people. The commitment is a statement of intent rather than a legally binding deal, which sets out the goals of the partnership between the UK government and OpenAI. OpenAI chief executive Sam Altman said the plan would deliver prosperity for all. Let's get that money. The collaboration could potentially free up highly skilled public servants to focus on difficult one in a million situations that AI might struggle to address, said Dr. Gordon Fletcher, Associate Dean for Research and Innovation at the University of Salford. And I'll tell you this, right? The tools that I've been like, the applications that I've been building with AI, it is like, it's literally a collaboration now between me and the platform that I'm using, because I have been able to go back and forth, do some of my own stuff, and have AI do some things that I might not be too familiar with. But then the things that I am able to do and the logic I'm able to come up with, I get to play as product owner, as software developer, as quality assurance. And there's sometimes that AI goes through a crazy, like, unable to figure something out, and I'm able to guide it to figuring these things out. Like this past weekend, inside of the Tech Coach Patreon, I showed how I troubleshooted and guided the Lovable platform into resolving an issue that it ended up being a very, very deeply rooted database permission issue, a remote procedure call that users didn't have permission to. And I so if you want to see how I was able to troubleshoot that, the video is in the TechCoach Patreon. I recorded it, I uploaded it, so you should have access to it going that way. Just techcoach.dev, and you can see how I was able to. I walk you through how I troubleshooted, but so I totally understand how highly skilled public servants are going to be able to focus on difficult one in a million situations that AI might struggle to address. Because I've seen AI struggle to address really, really complicated issues, and I pair with it in order to figure it out, right? But he said the challenge was whether it could really be done transparently and ethically with minimal data drawn from the public. I mean, I really don't believe that there's data privacy anymore, right? We gave that up a long time ago since we started using social media, since we started having all of our, digital, everything is digital nowadays, right? And for me, it's unpopular opinion, right? But I would rather have ease of life, and instead of having where my data is out there anyways, I want it to be protected as best as possible. But I also want, so finding that balance is key, right? Digital rights campaign group Foxglove called the agreement hopelessly vague. Well, I mean, it's an agreement. It's not the full contract. So yeah, agreements are normally a little bit vaguer than contracts. Co-executive director Martha Dark said the treasure trove of public data the government holds would be an enormous commercial value to OpenAI in helping to train the next incarnation of ChatGPT. That's a fact. But I'm all in favor of large language models getting better, being able to do more, right? Peter Kyle seems bizarrely determined to put the big tech fox in charge of the henhouse when it comes to UK sovereignty, she said. AI plans. Peter Kyle dined with Sam Altman in March and April of this year, according to transparency data released by the government. In a recent podcast interviewing former Downing Street advisor Jimmy McLaughlin, Kyle said that he has to deal with global companies which are innovating on a scale the British state cannot match. You have to. That's the way the game goes, right? The deal comes as the UK looks for ways to improve the UK's stagnant economy. People don't understand. Like when your economy is stagnant, it's a wrap. So trying to find ways to get it boosted again, right? Which is forecast to have grown at 0.1% to 0.2% for the April to June period. In January, Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced an AI Opportunities Action Plan designed to boost growth, which was backed by many leading tech companies. And this is why you see the US has such a big push in AI, data centers, crypto, all of that stuff, because we see kinda, some people see the way of the future. And that's why on every stream that I'm doing something with AI, whether it's development, whether it's research, whether it's innate in workflows integrating with OpenAI, with ChatGPT, or with OpenAI, with Gemini. I'm every single day I'm exercising my AI muscles and skill set. Right? It says, at the time, Tim Flagg, Chief Operating Officer of UKAI, a trade body representing British AI businesses, said the proposals took a narrow view of the sector's contributors and focused too much on big tech. Aw. Bruh. You got to get your skill set up. You got to get your skill set up, all right? Because we want the best. The UK government has made clear it's open to US AI investment, having struck similar deals with OpenAI's rival Google and Anthropic earlier this year. Remember, I just mentioned Google and Anthropic previously. It said its OpenAI deal could mean that world-changing AI tech is developed in the UK, driving discoveries that will deliver growth. It says it already uses OpenAI models in a set of AI-powered tools designed to increase productivity in civil service, dubbed Humphrey. The Labour government's eager adoption of AI has previously been criticized by campaigners such as musicians who oppose its unlicensed use of their music. They should have unlicensed use of the song "Cry Me a River." Cry me a river. And I don't know. I feel some type of way about these copywriting models. Get out of here. Anyways, generative AI software like OpenAI's ChatGPT can produce text, images, video, and music from prompts by users. The technology does this based on data from books, photos, film footage, and songs, raising questions about potential copyright infringement on or whether data has been used with permission. The technology has also come under fire for giving false information or bad advice based on prompts. That is true. But you also have to know, you have to prompt AI. If you don't know the answer, tell me you don't know the answer. Do not hallucinate data. You have to prompt it, right? I will also say that if you have somebody who can remember really, really well, right? And they read a bunch of books and they're able to recite the books and cite sources, or they're able to paraphrase the information well enough, should that individual person be sued for copyright infringement if they go on a public platform and they are sharing the information that they've learned from all the books that they have read and they paraphrase it in a way that's easy to understand? Should they be sued for copyright infringement? That's my viewpoint of how AI uses information, right? Anyways, those are my thoughts. Let me see what else we have. All right, so we're not going to get into what is AI and how does it work. You should know that by now. But yeah, that's about it. That is about it. Let's go back to full screen. And there you have it, friends. That is the UK joining forces with OpenAI as they push to have it integrated into their public sector. We saw from the judicial system, from public services, education, all of that good stuff. I am curious to see how it goes, and I'm curious to see how it gets integrated into the US system as well. The UK has already started. We're probably not that far behind, and I see that there is so much room for potential for growth, for individual learning opportunities for kids where AI can find the style of learning that's going to be adaptable to the kid. And now, instead of having one teacher for like 30, 40 kids, who the teacher has to end up focusing on a certain set of kids who, I don't know how they even do it, where the teacher could be the guiding force, making sure the kids get everything done, and they get assistance when needed. But the AI serves as an individual one-on-one tutor to adapt to the kid's learning style and see how much further we can go that way. Anyways, that's just one of the ways that I see that AI can be used in the education system as well as many other systems, right? But I am going to wrap that up for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of The Bug Bite. do me a favor on your way out. If you have not done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. TechWithDrop.dev. Sign up today. Like I mentioned earlier, the recording for the our vibe code and chill session is in the Patreon. What we did was I shared how I troubleshooted an issue on one of my applications. I built a prototype with somebody in there based on an idea that they had. I took a walk through some other apps that I've been building, and answered a bunch of different questions. Right, so I would highly encourage you. We spent like 2 hours on this call over this past weekend. I would highly encourage you to go check it out. A lot of amazing information, a lot of amazing strategy, a lot of amazing insight. So check it out. TechWithDrop.dev. All of that good stuff. All right. But with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Friday and a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Check me out on the live streams. With that being said, let's wrap it up. Tech with Trav, we are out.
Caught in a glitch, what's the fix this time? Chasing down bugs, oh it feels like a crime. Every software tale, got a story to tell. In the world of tech, it's a digital swell. Watch us dive deep in lines of code, finding the truth on this heavy road. Welcome to the bot fight, we unveil the fight. In a world of software, we'll shine the light. From errors to dangers, we'll guide your way. Stay tuned for the scoop every single day. Cyber shadows lurk in the data stream. Hacking our dreams, is it all just a scheme? From the latest news to the viral threat, we break it all down, you ain't seen nothing yet. With every bug found, we take a stance. Join in the rhythm, give tech a chance. Welcome to the bot fight, we unveil the fight. In a world of software, we'll shine the light. From errors to dangers, we'll guide your way. Stay tuned for the scoop every single day. Hit the subscribe, don't miss out the fun. Together we'll conquer one bug at a run. From errors to dangers, we'll guide your way. Stay tuned for the scoop every single day. So hit that subscribe, don't miss out the fun. Together we'll conquer one bug at a run.